if you are anything like me, you may have been starting to get frustrated by just the ongoing. There's in some ways our experience right now is more of the same every day, and in some ways our experience is different every day, and so it's hard to, there's this strange dichotomy of predictability and unpredictability that's going on that I think is, for me, the root of a lot of any of the negative emotions that I feel when I start to think too much about the future, or what life looks like 6 months from now. It's really this like strange mishmash of predictable and unpredictable. That it's predictable that today is going to look a lot like yesterday, but I have no idea what 6 months from now is going to look like. And so I know that when I get myself into that kind of pattern of thinking and getting annoyed by that, I can start to kind of just start to feel negative about it. And I was talking with someone last evening, yesterday, saying that in some ways I'm really glad I'm experiencing this, because this is kind of like history, right? It's experiencing history, and it's experiencing a moment in time that is truly unique. And in some ways, I wish I could live in any other decade than this one. So I imagine some of you have maybe felt the same way, where there's a part of you that kind of enjoys the excitement, but then there's a part of you that's like, it's getting old, right? And so I just want to say that whatever you're feeling, whatever frustrations or excitement or curiosity or combination of all of the above that you are feeling in any given moment, you are not alone in that, and you are in good company, and it will only serve to build your resilience, if you will, in this experience by sharing that with people. And so whoever you can share that with, if you can share that with the people that you're quarantining with, or people that you're on Zoom calls with, when you share authentically what you are experiencing and going through, it gives other people permission to do the same thing and feel the same thing, because we are human beings, are very sympathetic beings. And so I encourage you to not bottle that up, but instead share what you are experiencing. So I hope that was helpful to someone. We are going to begin our nice Sweaty Friday practice with a few rounds of box breathing. And so if you remember, box breathing or square breathing is a breath practice where we identify 4 parts to the breath: the inhale, the hold, the exhale, the hold. And each of those parts can be extended and can be maximized and can be disciplined. And so the practice is to have each of those sections equal in length. And so start by wherever you are. If you're seated, if you're lying down on your mat, just get nice and comfortable. Sometimes I like to do my breath practice seated. So whatever works for you, just get started, get ready, and start by exhaling all the air out of the lungs. And we'll go for a 3 count. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, out, 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, out, 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, in, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, out, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, in, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, out, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 7, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. And so now just allow your breath to take on a natural, even, effortless pattern here. No more holding at the top or at the bottom, but just notice kind of like a balloon that's been inflated and deflated, that you've kind of warmed the muscles and the ability to expand and contract and expand and contract. And so just notice how the breath feels at the beginning, middle, and end as it moves through your body here. And then on your back, excuse me, on your back, inhale, reach the arms overhead toward the back, point the toes toward the front. And on the exhale, hug both knees to the chest, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale to extend, reach. Exhale, hug the knees to the chest. And start to rock and roll up and down the length of the spine, getting right into it here. Up to the neck, down to the tailbone. And then when you're ready, cross over the ankles, take it forward into tabletop, and move through a few rounds of cat-cow here, forward, backward flexion of the spine. Inhales and exhales. I'm going to move my laptop up so we could maybe see when we stand. I think that might be better. Okay. I think that's better. Cat-cow. Inhale as you lengthen the sternum forward. Exhale as you round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. All right, now come into a neutral spine. We're going to go side to side here. So right to left, roll one shoulder toward the hip. And don't forget to also bring your neck into it, like you're looking for your tail back there. Just a little spoiler alert, we're going to be doing a lot of work from side to side today. Side body stabilizing, side body stretching, lots of side planks, maybe some challenging poses inside plank. And so we're going to get right into it with all these lateral movements with the spine, which yoga is a balance of strength and flexibility. And so we're starting here with flexibility in the side body, and then we're later on going to explore what it looks like to stabilize down the sides. All right, come on back to center. Let's take some twisting in the upper back. So pick up the right arm, reach the right fingertips up, turn your gaze toward the sky, exhale back down to center, tabletop. Inhale to the left, reach the left fingertips up. Exhale back down to center. Inhale to the right, reach, gaze goes up. Exhale back down to center. Inhale to the left, reach. Exhale back down to center. One more time each side. Inhale, and as you do, really press and strengthen that left hand, pressing into the earth beneath the shoulder. Inhale to the left. And exhale back to center. Curl the toes under. Shift the body weight back onto the balls of the feet. Elbows are straight. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, straighten the legs, lift the hips, take it back to downward facing dog. Press one heel then the other into the earth, pedaling the feet. Come back to those long, slow, deep breaths. And if you want to take it through a couple rounds of box breathing here in downward facing dog. So as you're starting to warm the ankles, the knees, the hips, this is also a great time to come back to that breath practice, those nice deep breaths. All right, let's do a couple leg lifts. Inhale, lift the right leg. Try bending the knee and stacking the right hip on top of the left. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths. So get comfortable in your standing leg, that left leg. Sink the heel toward the earth as you still pop the hip up toward the sky. All right, now switch sides. Set the right leg down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Bend the knee, stack the hips. And also sink into that right heel. Straighten out that right leg any amount. Elbows are straight, really press the palms into the earth. Even though you're leaning your body weight toward the right, see if you can repress into the left hand here and bring it back down to center, back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, bring the shoulders up over the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, shoulders over wrists, hips in line with shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more, inhale forward to plank. And on the exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, chin back down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, chin back down. All right, on this last one, peel the chest and shoulders off the mat. And instead of coming into cobra, we're going to come into sphinx pose. So think of sphinx pose as more of a passive cobra. So rather than using the muscles along the spine to peel the chest and shoulders off the mat, you're propping your elbows underneath the shoulders. And we're just going to hang out here in this upper back stretch here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, draw the sternum forward. And if it feels like more of a stretch for your low back than your upper back, then just very subtly tuck the tailbone under to activate the lower abdominals. And think about drawing the sternum forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So you're bringing the stretch more into the upper back, middle upper back than the low back. Sphinx pose. All right, so bring the hands back beneath the shoulders, curl the toes under, and press it back to downward facing dog. All right, we're going to take it through just a few little vinyasa flows here to continue to build some heat. So lower the hips in line with the shoulders. Exhale to lower all the way to the mat. Keep the elbows close to the body. Inhale, cobra, gaze is forward, neck is long. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take it through 3 more of just those. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower with control as though you could pause at any point. Inhale, cobra, gaze is forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do one more. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so while you're looking back at your feet, step your feet pretty wide, about mat width apart. And now let's walk our hands back toward our feet to sink into a nice low squat here at the back of the mat. So step your feet wide enough so that your heels can touch the earth. Hook your elbows inside the knees, bring the hands to heart center, gaze is forward. Nice and tall with the chest. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Breathe into the hips. You might do a little rock and roll from right to left to kind of start to build some openness and flexibility in the hips. All right, so we're going to flow back and forth from a squat to a forward fold. So float your hands down to the mat. Take an inhale here in the bottom of the squat. Exhale, straighten the legs, lift the hips, take it back to a fold. Inhale, lower the hips into the squat. Exhale into the fold. Inhale into the squat. Exhale into the fold. Inhale last time into the squat. And exhale last time into the fold. Here at the back of the mat, heel toe your feet together. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms, reach. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Couple half sun salutations here at the back of the mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Another. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to take it through a full sun salutation starting from the back of the mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk it forward to plank and take it through a flow. Lower to the earth. Keep the elbows close to the body. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 long, slow breaths in downward facing dog. And now glance up at the hands. Walk your feet forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. All right, so I'm going to take a knee because I know that you can't see what I'm doing with my arms, but we're going to do some side-to-side stretching. We've done this before, but just so you have a visual here. Inhale, arms overhead. And we're going to go to the right. So plant the right hand on the right hip, reach up and over toward the right, maybe even peek your gaze up toward the sky. So think about really lengthening down the left side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the left. Fire up the core. Even though we're stretching into the side body, still have the abdominals, the low back engaged. Inhale back to center. One more time each side. Exhale up and over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the left. Inhale back to center. Okay, now you've got options. You can float your hands down by your side for a moment. So you've got options. We're going to go right to left again 2 times. But this time, you have the option of either continuing to brace yourself, which is what I'm going to do with your hand against your hip, or you can try keeping both arms overhead as you go into a side-to-side stretch. From the front, it would look like this and then this. And the idea there is that I was talking a little bit before about the balance of strength and flexibility. And that is, we're getting right into it with the side stretching, because just because you're stretching through the side body doesn't mean you turn into a piece of spaghetti down the length of your body. You still have to brace with your abdominals, with your low back muscles to keep your spine protected as you explore that lateral flexion of the spine. So inhale, arms overhead, and then it's up to you. Plant the right hand or don't and reach up and over to the right. Maintain that tension in the core. Even though you're exhaling, you're not going limp. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the left. Same thing, same cueing. Keep the core engaged. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the right. Inhale back to center. Last time, up and over to the left. Inhale back to center. And on the exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back to plank. Take it through a flow. And if you prefer chaturanga and upward facing dog, then from here forward, that might be a great option. And then, of course, you always have the option to lower to the earth and take cobra instead. They're both great options. Okay, so let's go back to some leg lifts here. Inhale, lift the right leg, bend the knee, stack the right hip on top of left, right leg back down on the exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg, bend the knee, stack the hip. Exhale, left leg back down, back to the right side. Inhale, lift the right. And on the exhale, bring the right knee forward to tap the right elbow. Inhale, lift the right leg. Downward facing dog on the exhale. to the left. Inhale, lift the left leg, bend the knee, stack the hips. Exhale, draw it forward to that plank, tap the knee to the elbow. Inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take it through a flow. Lower the hips in line with the shoulders, top of the push-up. Exhale to lower. Inhale for the back bend, cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. 2 long, slow breaths in downward facing dog. Glance up at the hands, walk your feet forward to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. All right, we're gonna take it through a dancing warrior flow. Pretty familiar, crescent lunge, warrior 2, warrior 3. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the earth, step it back to plank, take it through a flow, or just remember you can always skip it, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Right side, inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through next to the right thumb. Inhale, rise for crescent lunge, find your balance. Soft bend in the back knee. Exhale for warrior 2, spin the back heel down, arms in line with shoulders, nice and strong between both feet, front foot to back foot. Inhale, flip the right palm up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior, gaze goes up, keep that knee bend in the front knee. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, circle the hands to the earth, step it back to plank, take it through a flow. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through next to the left thumb. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Warrior 2 on the exhale. Flip the left palm up, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, circle the hands, step it back to plank, take it through a flow. And this is just a reminder too, as you're taking it through the flow, if you want to dial it up, you can add some push-ups. If you want to dial it down, you can skip the flow, or you can just drop it forward to plank and then take it right back. You've got all sorts of options. Make this practice your own. And at the end of the next exhale, glance up at the hands, walk, step, or float your feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Nice. So I moved to balancing pose a little bit further up into closer to the beginning of our practice because I want to start to incorporate tree pose with side plank later on. So we're going to do tree pose. Shift all of your body weight to your left leg. Bring the right knee up in line with the hip. Check in with your standing leg. You might have your hands down by your sides. You might have them out shoulder level. Just find that orientation with your hands that allows you to stay balanced. And now swing that right knee out to the side and press the sole of your foot against start with the calf muscle. So start by just pressing the sole against the calf muscle. It's below the knee joint. All right, and now the idea here is that you really want to use the outer hip to keep swinging the knee out to the side, and this is going to get important later. All right, so imagine that there's a force field down the whole front of your body, and if your knee drifts forward, then you're going to get zapped. All right, now inhale, arms overhead. And exhale everything down. Right into it on the other side. Shift all of your body weight to your right leg. Bring the left knee up in line with the hip. Check in with your standing leg. Nice and strong grip into your toes. Nice and strong through the ankle, level through the hips. And now swing the left knee out to the left. And then press the sole of the foot against the calf muscle. So have it below the knee joint here. Keep using the outer hip to open the knee out to the side. So this is an external rotation of the hip. You should feel your glute working and firing. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale everything down. All right, from the top of the mat, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back to plank, take it through a flow. And if you were here last Friday when we talked about floating to the back of the mat and back up to the top of the mat, and you want to keep giving that a try, you can be my guest. So continue to try floating to the top of the mat or to the back of the mat. If that is something that is scary for you or something that you are working on, then I encourage you to maybe explore that today. All right, inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through next to the right thumb. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Warrior two on the exhale. All right, glance down at the feet. The front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. All right, now we're going to flow a little bit in warrior two. So on the inhale, bring the arms overhead and straighten the front leg. Exhale back into warrior two, straightening the knee in the direction of the toes. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale into that warrior two. Flip the right palm up, inhale, reach forward, reverse warrior on the exhale. Inhale, warrior two. And then we're gonna hang out in side angle for the exhale. So bring the right elbow to the knee, left fingertips up toward the sky. All right, so anytime you come into side angle, you really wanna think about rotating that upper shoulder, that left shoulder and rib cage up toward the sky. So the sternum is pointing to your left. And so the idea here is that you're making a nice long straight line from your shoulder through your hip to your ankle. And in side angle, you've always got the option to either reach the fingertips up toward the sky, or if you want to try creating that side of the triangle, bringing the left arm up overhead, flip the palm toward the earth as though you could high five the floor. And even though you can't see your body, you're making a nice long straight line from fingertip to pinky toe down the whole left side of the body. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, circle the left hand to the earth. Now, get nice and strong in that left arm. Inhale, reach the right fingertips toward the sky. And then with control, if you can, try stepping it back to a side plank here for a moment. Now, I've got my feet in line with each other, heel to toe. You might try stacking your feet, or you might try floating one of your feet up above, floating your right foot up above the left. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, circle the hand to the earth, take it through a flow. Two breaths in downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through next to the left thumb. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Warrior two on the exhale. All right, let's flow back and forth with warrior two, still warming up that left hip. Inhale, arms overhead, straighten the left leg. Exhale into warrior two. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale into warrior two. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Put the left palm up, inhale, reach forward. Reverse warrior on the exhale. Inhale back to warrior two. Side angle on the exhale, and we're gonna hang out here for a few breaths. So in side angle, your elbow is on the knee, but you're not dumping a bunch of weight into the knee. You are staying supported with your upper body, such that if you even wanted to float the elbow, or you could straighten the elbow and have the left fingertips reaching toward the earth, that would be fine as well. Reach the right fingertips up toward the sky, gaze goes up. And if you tried extending that side angle, bringing the arm up and overhead, flip the palm toward the earth like you could high five the floor, that's the idea. And breathe. Really open the right side rib cage toward the sky, even just a little bit more. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, circle the right hand toward the earth. Have the right hand beneath the right shoulder. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up toward the sky. Now fire up the core and try stepping the left foot back to a side plank here. Really strong in that right hand. Grip into the earth with the fingertips. Maybe you've got your feet in line with each other, or maybe try floating your left leg up. Lift with the hips, really press into the earth with the side of that right foot. Take one more inhale, and on the exhale, circle the left hand to the earth. Take it through a flow. At the end of that exhale, glance up at the hands, walk, step, or float your feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Nice work. We're going to add a little bit to that sequence, but keeping the same bones of the poses from the top. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Walk, step, or float your feet back to a flow, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Right side, inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through. Crescent lunge. Warrior two. Let's flow in warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right front leg. Arms overhead, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale. Flip the right palm up, inhale, reach forward. Reverse warrior, exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Side angle on the exhale, and this time you might reach your right hand toward the earth if you're feeling just a little bit more open in the left hip. So you've got options. Your elbow is either on the knee or your hand is on the earth or a block. And then with the left arm, you might try making that extended side angle, flipping the palm toward the earth, high flat fiving the floor. Really fight to open the rib cage toward the sky. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, circle the left hand to the earth, plant it beneath the shoulder. Inhale, revolve side angle. And then step it back to a side plank. All right, so since you've done side plank already and you're feeling really comfortable here, we're gonna add a little extra challenge. Just try floating that right foot. And then can you park the right foot on your left shin like you're doing a tree pose, but this time it's like a fallen tree, right? So like we were talking before, use the outer hip to keep drawing that right knee toward the right, so it's not drifting forward, it's stacked on top of the left leg. Take one more inhale, and exhale, release into a high plank, take it through a flow. Nice job. Dusty just said that was hard. Success. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Warrior two on the exhale. Let's take it through our little flowy warrior two. Inhale, arms overhead, straighten the front knee. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Flip the left palm up, inhale, reach forward. Reverse warrior, exhale, keep that knee bend in the front knee. Inhale, warrior two. Side angle, exhale. We're gonna stay for a couple breaths. Maybe take a slightly greater depth in this side angle than you have than you did last time. Maybe explore a little bit more openness. And if not a little more openness, then perhaps a little more comfort level with the pose. One more inhale. And on the exhale, circle the right hand to the earth, plant it beneath the shoulder. Inhale, revolve side angle, reach the left fingertips toward the sky. So you know where this is going. Press the left palm into the earth, step it back to a side plank. So you establish your strength in the side plank by pressing into the right hand and the outer edge of the right foot. And then that creates lift down the whole length of the body. If you tried it on the other side, can you try floating the left foot? Can you try coming into tree pose here inside plank? Remember, shaking means you're getting stronger, right? It doesn't mean you're bad at this. It means your muscles are working super hard to stabilize. There's a lot going on, and those are all good things. Take an inhale. Exhale, circle the right hand to the earth, take it through a flow. And at the end of that second exhale, glance up at the hands, then the knees, walk, step, or float your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Very nice. All right, we're going to take a little pit stop here at the top of the mat to give our shoulders some love. And so release your hands down by your sides, flip your palms forward, roll your shoulder blades together and back behind you. Take a couple nice deep breaths. So while you're checking in with your joints, your muscles, this is also a great opportunity to, in stillness, use your breath to slow your heart rate, slow the breathing rate. Because it's a mistake to automatically believe that just because your heart continues to beat while you're sleeping and your breath continues to go while you're sleeping, that those are totally automatic body processes. They're not totally automatic. There is an amount of control that you have. And when there are so many things that are outside of your control in your body and in the outside world, suddenly the things that you are in control of become very, very important. They become packed with meaning and worth paying attention to. All right, step your feet pretty wide on the mat, about hip distance or mat width apart. Interlace the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders together, take an inhale, and on the exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. So it's kind of a slightly wide leg fold, not a forward fold, not a super wide leg fold. It's more about the shoulders here. We are going to go through that sequence one more time. So we're just giving our breath, our heart rate, an opportunity to slow down a little bit. Relax your head, relax your neck. All right, bring the hands back to the low back. Come all the way up to standing. All right, step your feet together. And let's begin. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Take it back to plank. Follow your breath through a flow. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through next to the right thumb. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Find your balance nice and strong. Warrior two on the exhale. Arms in line with shoulders. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale, arms overhead. Warrior two on the exhale. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Gaze goes up. Inhale, warrior two. Side angle on the exhale. Stay for the inhale. Circle the left hand to the earth. Plant the hand. Inhale, revolved side angle. On the next inhale, really press the left hand into the earth. Step it back to a side plank. So you've been here before, but can your experience in this pose change slightly? Can you introduce a new level of challenge? Maybe you can bring that foot up to the calf in tree pose. if you're pretty experienced with tree pose and you've done this before and you want to try making it just a little bit harder, you might bring the sole of your foot above the knee joint into a higher tree pose. Take one more inhale. Check in with your standing arm to make sure your elbow's nice and straight. There's also some balance here. One more inhale. On the exhale, take it back to a high plank, take it through a flow. Nice job, Dusty. Oh, he likes this. Left side, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, arms overhead, crescent lunge. Warrior two, exhale. Let's take it through our little flow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Put the left palm up. Inhale, reach forward. Reverse warrior, exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Side angle, exhale. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, circle the right hand to the earth. Inhale, revolve, side angle. All right, you know where this is going. Stabilize that right shoulder, step it back to a side plank. Find that lift all the way down the length of the side body. Press into the pinky edge of that right foot, and then maybe find your fallen tree pose. Maybe find a deeper level of that fallen tree pose. If you're gritting your teeth, can you soften that a little bit? If you're holding your breath, can you soften that a little bit? One more inhale. And exhale. Release into a high plank. Take it through a flow. All right, let's all together take some nice explosive exhales because that's really fun. Take a deep breath. Exhale, let it all go. Another inhale. Exhale. Glance up at the hands, walk, step or float your feet, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Very nice. Pause in stillness. Notice the breath. Notice the movement. Even when you are still, there is still movement going on around you and within you. The blood pumping, the sweat dripping, it's all part of you. All right, we're going to take it through a version of that, but this time instead of having it be all about breath and strength and stabilizing, we're going to slow things down and we're going to focus on the poses that we can hold for a long time and take lots of exhales and turn into some nice life-giving stretches here at the end. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Take it back to plank in your choice if you move through a flow. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Warrior two on the exhale. Now go ahead and straighten that right front leg. Reach the right fingertips forward toward the front, and on the exhale, take it into triangle pose. So in triangle pose, both of your legs are straight. So make sure you're straightened out in that right knee. Your right hand might be on the earth or a shin or a block. And if your shoulders are tired, they probably are, you might just float that left hand down onto the hip. You don't have to reach the left fingertips toward the sky here. As long as your left shoulder is stacked on top of your right, this is more about getting a nice stretch in the inner thigh, also the left side body. So really breathe into that side waist there as you slide the tailbone toward the back of the room, the crown of the head lengthens forward. Take an inhale. Then on the exhale, bend that front knee, circle the left hand to the earth, and then lower the left knee to the earth. Plant the left hand beneath the shoulder and inhale a modified revolved side angle here. And on the exhale, circle that right arm around behind your back side waist on the left side. Sink into that right outer hip. You can heel toe the right foot a little bit wide on the mat if that helps you access a slightly deeper stretch in the hip or the inner thigh. I think we did this on Wednesday, but if you weren't here on Wednesday, or if you just particularly liked it and you want to do it again, you might try bending the back knee and presenting that back foot to your back hand. We didn't do a lot of work with our quadriceps today, and so that might not feel particularly open for you, but if it's there and if it feels nice, then please go for it. All right, now slowly circle that right hand back to the earth, curl the back toes under, step it back to plank, and take it through a nice slow flow. Left side, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Warrior two on the exhale. Now straighten that left front leg. Reach the left fingertips forward, and on the exhale, triangle pose. Same thing on the other side. If you want to float that right hand down onto the hip, just to get the shoulder a little bit of a rest. Pay particular attention to the exhales. One more inhale, reach the right fingertips back up toward the sky. Exhale, bend that left knee as you circle the hand toward the earth. Lower the back knee, that right knee. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up toward the sky. And on the exhale, circle the left hand around behind the side waist and breathe. So do what you need to do to heel toe your way into a level of comfort in this stretch. Accessing that left inner thigh, left hip, maybe right hip flexor. Even though these are long holds and they might be considered static stretches, I never think of a static stretch as truly a static stretch because there's always a little bit of movement. There's always a little impulse to deepen it or to maybe rock and roll and introduce a little bit of wiggling to access slightly different sensations in the stretch. And so don't feel like you have to be totally rigid like you're carved out of stone in any of these stretches. And if you bent the back knee and you caught the back foot on the other side, you might try that on this side. Let's slowly make our way back out of this. Sweep the left fingertips up toward the sky, circle them back down to the earth. Step it back to plank any way that's comfortable for you and take it through your last flow. Make this your best one yet. All right, go ahead and lower the knees to the earth. Bring the big toes to touch. Settle it back to child's pose. Believe it or not, our first child's pose of practice. Better late than never. And as you reach the arms forward on the mat, sink your forehead down, sink your chest down, your rib cage, your sternum. I sure will. If you've got a buddy with you that you're practicing with, then maybe you give them a little push on their hips in child's pose. All right, and then one last little stretch in child's pose before we flip it over. Turning it into a side stretch here. So walk both hands over to the right edge of the mat, park the left hand on top of right, and breathe into that left side waist. And then let's walk it back through center and reverse it. Park the right hand on top of left, breathe into the right side waist. All right, now walk the hands back to center in any way that's comfortable for you. Bring the legs around in front of you. Lie down on your back and just start by hugging the knees to the chest and gently rolling side to side. One last little counter stretch for the low back. And if that's comfortable for you, pull the knees wide, grab hold of the outsides of the feet, the pinky sides of the feet, and happy baby, and maybe roll side to side here. And as we're slowing it down, you've heard me say it before, I'll say it again, pay particular attention to your exhales. Can you lengthen your exhales? Can you increase the quality, the depth, the elasticity of those exhales? The key to breathing deeper, the key to breathing longer and healthier is all about the exhale, because that is where you create space. Go ahead and release into your final resting pose, whatever that looks like for you. Legs straight or bent, arms straight or bent. As long as it's comfortable, as long as you can breathe, you are doing it right. Shavasana. And slowly begin to reawaken the body. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, roll out the wrists, the ankles. Reach the arms overhead toward the back, point the toes toward the front. Take a deep breath and a full body stretch from fingers to toes and everything in between. And on the exhale, roll over to the right side. And then slowly make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Cross your legs when you get there. Lightly rest your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. Just as a well-rounded yoga practice is built of both flexibility and strength, it is possible to both be resilient and also vulnerable. It's possible to be strong and also have a hard day. On the next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.